Court's decision to allow states to define marriage and not the federal government. Adding, quote, Michigan's Constitution stands, and the will of the people to define marriage as between one man and one woman endures in the Great Lakes state. Representative Mike Shirkey agrees with Schuette, but also says the fight against same-sex marriage now takes top priority.
We now have to double down on our efforts to defend what we define and what we believe marriage is. I know for a fact that the voters resoundingly defeated that the last time it was up, and I believe they will again.
But first, the discussion has to start in the legislature.
My hope is in the fall we'll have some more conversations as people get back into session.
In Lansing, Anthony Sabella, Fox 47 News.
Soon a lawsuit in Detroit regarding gay couples and adoption could be resolved. The presiding judge said back in March he was waiting for the Supreme Court's ruling before he made a decision in that case. Well, in mid-Michigan, while poll numbers show a majority of voters would support a constitutional amendment to allow same-sex marriage, some political experts don't expect to see a referendum on the ballot for at least a few years.
Most people are thinking if there is action in the direction of getting rid of Michigan's ban on gay marriage, it's not going to be in 2014, it's probably going to be in 2016. So we may see more political action in 3 years, not next year.
To get something on the ballot, the legislature would either have to approve a bill by a 2/3 majority, or activists would have to collect more than 258,000 signatures in a petition drive. Still, many folks in mid-Michigan celebrated the decision today. Shannon Kantner met a few who say this is a day they will never forget.
Doma is dead. I was sitting at my desk crying.
I was just overwhelmed.
That's a common feeling among the LGBT community. They say this ruling is long overdue.
This ruling really means a lot for us as a couple, but also as a family. It's really the first time that the federal government is validating us as a family on equal terms as my siblings and other people in our communities.
Kent married his partner Diego in Washington, D.C. last year, but they've been together for 11 years, and their son is 2.5 now. The whole family visited the White House to advocate for LGBT families just a couple of weeks ago.
So this is really the icing on top of that experience.
Kent was monitoring the Supreme Court blog daily, much like Robin Miner Swartz. She's trying to plan for retirement with her partner and is sick of jumping through legal hoops as a same-sex couple.
It's a huge deal for us. To know now that we're on that path to maybe not have to go through all those hoops is such a tremendous relief to us.
But they realize there might still be a long path ahead, even though this is a big step forward. Advocacy groups like Equality Michigan say it should be a wake-up call to repeal the state's ban on same-sex marriage.
Today's ruling tells Michigan that we really truly are behind the times, and the time is now or yesterday to catch up and to make sure that LGBT citizens can care for our partners and our families.
And once the initial shock settles in, they'll get back to work.
I haven't cried yet, but I'm fairly certain that I will at some point today.
In Lansing, Shannon Kantner, Fox 47 News.
And those who celebrated the decision today say there is still a lot of work that needs to be done.